Hey champs, Monique Gaffney here. I was actually asked to come live and share with you all how I am ending the year strong, and I'm using the 3-day refresh to do so. My team is doing the same thing, and I'm really excited because it really helped me last month. So I'm actually doing it October, November, and December. And it's gone so well that I plan on doing this yearly. So it's pretty rad. But I wanted to share with you my tips on how and why, right? So we'll start with the why first. Why 3-day refresh, and how is that possibly going to help you end the year strong? First is the why, and the why number one is right now it's on sale. If you didn't get the notification or the email, or you haven't seen back office, it's on sale, and that's pretty rad. Like, who doesn't want something on sale, right? I always want to bargain. I know I'm always looking to save a buck, so who isn't? And especially our clients. So that's number one. Number two is, I'm sure you notice if you have a team below you, and even if you don't, you get a heads up, because this is what happens around the holidays. People want to save money, and they're looking everywhere, and a lot of people will put their Shakeology orders on hold, or they'll cancel their account altogether. So you'll start losing discount coaches, and you'll start losing volume, and that's kind of a bummer. It kind of hurts, right? So especially this is the time of the year you want to end the year strong, and it's really bumming you out that you're trying to keep your volume up, especially if you're trying to climb up the leader ladder or anything like that. So it hurts. And the 3-day refresh is a great way to get that volume back in. So if you have discount coaches dropping off or falling off, it's a great way to get them in there, to get that volume, that missing volume in. So that's the second one. The third reason why is it gets people re-engaged. So those people who are putting their Shakeology orders on hold, or they're canceling out, or you have clients that are, you've been with you for a year or two, or even a few months, and they're kind of like, wishy-washy. They're not super strong in their commitment in their journey. It's a great way to get them re-engaged. So I actually reached out in October to all of my customers. I sent an email blast. I reached out to everybody who just wasn't kind of engaged or just dabbling. And I said, hey, I'm going to do this. It's 3 days. I'm doing it myself. So I'm doing it with them. I just want to premise that. I didn't even mention that at the beginning, but I'm doing it too. So I did it in October. And I said, I'm doing it. I want you guys to do it with me. It's only 3 days. It'll get you back on track. It'll get you back into the meal planning. It's such a great way to get your clients and your coaches re-engaged. It's really helpful because coaches do the same thing. Your team members will do the same thing. It's not just your clients. It's going to be your coaches, your discount coaches, sometimes even your working coaches are going to be like, I'm just not feeling it right now. I'm feeling, it's winter, and they're getting all, into everything else, and they're not focusing on their health and fitness journey, which will hurt their business in the long run. So it just keeps them engaged, and it's quick because it's only 3 days. So for me, that was a big one. I got a lot of old customers re-engaged, and I got a lot of my coaches re-engaged. And again, it just helped build my volume in October. And the last one is, it's a quick win. It's really easy. It's 3 days. If you've never done the 3-day refresh before, I highly, highly recommend you try it. For me, it's exactly what I just shared with you guys for my coaches. For me, it keeps me on track. It puts me right back into the mode of, you have to meal plan. You have to follow, the meal plan, and eat every 2 to 3 hours, and it gets you back on that. It brings you back down to a pure form of Shakeology, where you're not really adding anything to it except maybe a fruit when it's allowed. So you're really tasting what Shakeology is. It got me back to, wow, Shakeology is really good when I don't add all the peanut butter and the almond milk and all that other good stuff to it. I mean, I love it. Trust me, I got my recipe down. But it brought it back to, like, Shakeo's totally good without all that stuff in it. It gets you back into a different mind frame, gives you amazing energy. It really clears your head and makes you just feel really good again after 3 days. And you have instant results. I mean, I only lost a pound this last one. The last time I did it, I lost almost 5 pounds. This time I only lost 1 pound, but I lost almost 10 inches. So for me to take those befores and afters and not have to do an entire program for 21 or 30 days or 60 days, in 3 days, I could show my own results. It'll reignite your business in a big way. So that's the why. Okay, that's the why on the 3-day refresh. Now I'm going to get into the how. And the how is really, really easy. And it works really well, and it's worked really well for me, and that's why I want to share it with you guys, because it's a really great way to do it. So what you're going to do first is going to create a public event. I personally do it on my personal Facebook page. I don't really utilized my like page a ton. So however you do it, whatever you do events and you have most success with events, I would do that. Wherever your market is biggest is where I would do it. I don't do Facebook ads or anything like that. So whatever you do, you know what you do with your events and who you can tap into your market best. So do it that way. Make sure it's public regardless. If you do it on your personal page, it has to be a public event. Do not do a private event or it will not work the way that I'm teaching you how to do it. So create a public event, create a really nice banner. I use Canva and it's really easy to do. And I highly suggest that you do it on the computer, not on your mobile app, because you can choose Facebook mobile. So you want the cover. It's a pet peeve of mine, but it really bugs me when people don't take the time to resize it and most people scroll on their phones, you guys. So when the Facebook banner doesn't look really great on their phone, it just doesn't give a good look. It's first impressions, right? So most people aren't on their computers. You just want to remember that. So anyways, Canva has a format that you can choose that says mobile app. So you choose the Facebook mobile app and it fits perfectly. So when they open the event on their cell phone, it looks perfect. You can, all the time that you spent creating your beautiful cover, they can actually see it and it's not this blown out thing that they don't even know what it is. So anyways, created a cover on Canva or PicMonkey, whatever your, cover of choice little app is. Put that in there. I create it for 2 weeks. Facebook will only allow you to do it for 2 weeks. And then I do it 2 weeks prior to when you're going to start. So you want to get the momentum going. So you choose your start date and then start your event 2 weeks prior to that. So you're going to get the engagement going. The second you throw that event up and it's public, people see that and they start already saying, I'm going or interested or liking. It's crazy. Like you instantaneously get people interested and you haven't even posted a thing, except like your cover and that you created the event. So it's pretty rad. So you're already getting that going. And then every single day I invite people. So I invite people who I know who I've talked to. I've gotten maybes, I've gotten not right nows, I've gotten no's, all those people that I've talked to. I use Teamsy, so I go into that. I'll look at all my not right nows or my no's and I'll add them to the event and, ask them to go. In the description of the event, I tell people, please say interested or going to the event, because then they'll get the notifications every time you post. But the really cool thing about events is that every time you post in there, it goes into people's news feeds. So people see like, hey, Monique posted in this event, and then they're interested and they go. I have people going to it or interested in it. I don't have friends in common with them. I don't even know them from dirt on the ground. And again, it's just my personal Facebook page. It's not my like page. So they're seeing that other people that they know are liking it, commenting in there, looking at the pictures, and then they're interested. And so they go. So you're getting a really good organic reach just by doing a public event. So every single day, for the week leading up to it, I post befores and afters and results and testimonials and stuff like that. And a really great way to get those, I don't use any of the stock stuff. So I don't use any stock photos from Beachbody. I actually go into my team and my upline team, because it's much larger. I'm part of the dream team, which is great. So I ask them, does anyone have befores and afters or testimonials that I can share? How many inches or weight did you lose? And you'll get a ton of coaches that are so helpful and they'll allow you to use their pictures. So every single day I just post a story, because it's real. Those are real people that I know, that I've seen, that I've chatted with in forums and stuff. So it's not just the stock thing, because as a consumer personally, I don't believe the stock things. I know they're real. I know they're real people, because I obviously I believe in Beachbody products. I know that we test them. But just for me visually, I like to see that it's like some person that I know that did it. And that's just me. Stock is fine if that's what you want to use and you don't feel like you have a big upline or whatever. But I personally like to just reach out to coaches that I know. Even in my own downline team, I'll ask them. I share mine with them. So that's what I post in there every single day, and just get the excitement going, the momentum going. I use different, people of different ages, different sizes, so that, it's a broad spectrum that you're reaching out to everybody, that it works for everybody. I posted my own results in there, that I only lost 1 pound, but I lost almost 10 inches, and you can visibly see the difference in 3 days in my stomach and in my waist and everything else. So, don't feel like you can't post your own things if you didn't get drastic results, or if you don't have drastic results to show. That's why I always ask for the weight, the measurements, and the photos. And then I do them myself. So the other way that it really works that's pretty cool is from there, you run it on the Challenge Tracker app, right? So you open it up, Challenge Tracker app, as soon as people start purchasing, I add them to the Challenge Tracker app, tell them to get started with their, before weight measurements, all that stuff. But before I get to that point, and if I have a chance to capture them, which I usually do because I'm chatting with them, they'll tell me they're interested. I tell them how it works. And I try to convert them to a challenge pack before they purchase just the 3-day refresh. There is a 3-day refresh challenge pack, which is amazing because then they get Beachbody on demand for 30 days. They can actually do the 3-day refresh. They'll have a 30-day supply of Shakeology, and then they'll have access to full programs. They could do T25, they could do hammer and chisel. I mean, they could start working any program, a full entire program, 30 days, and run through a full 30-day group with you. And they've paid the same price, $140, so it was huge for me. And the other thing is a kickstart. You could offer the 3-day refresh as a kickstart, and that was what I did in combination with Quarter Force when I did it after I did a post Halloween 3-day refresh, and I incorporated Quarter Force, so I got kickstart challenge packs sold with that. And then I'm doing this one will be post Thanksgiving. So I'm actually running an event right now. People are ordering right now. And then I'm going to do a pre New Year's Eve. So like a little black dress 3-day refresh, right? So that ladies can feel good in their dresses and lose a quick few pounds and inches and feel really good going into the new year. So the whole point is that not only are you helping people get a quick win, but you're really introducing some people to Shakeology who've never had it before, and they try it for 3 days. You're getting people interested in meal planning because they're going to have to meal plan it, or meal prepping. The plan is already done for them. The hard part is done. The 3-day refresh tells you exactly what to eat every single day. You choose which veggies and stuff you want, but it gets them in that mind frame where it's not so hard. It's totally doable. They see quick results, and then they're going to want more. And going into the new year, it gives them a really solid plan, especially if you sell it with a challenge pack. I keep asking them, like, after these 3 days, what plan do you have? What do you plan on doing after this? What's your next step? What are you going to do after you lose these, 1, 2, 5 pounds? I have some people who lost like 7 pounds in 3 days. What is your plan after that? What are you going to do? Because you want to get them in that forward thinking that you don't want them to gain it back. You're here to support them and give them a plan and something to continue on with their journey so that they continue on with success. You don't want it to be something where they, tried it for 3 days where it's this other detox weight loss, thing. And then, a week later, they're like, oh, well, I gained it all back. That doesn't work either, right? We want to put them forward thinking in a plan that we know that works. So those are my tips for you. Oh, one last thing. I ordered, which is brand new, which is pretty rad. When I ordered my own 3-day refresh, I saw these on there, and they're brand new shaker cups. So I think you can see it says 3-day refresh, which is rad. So they're a box of 6 is $9.99, I think. You don't get PV on it, but you still get the discount, which is awesome. So I ordered a box, and anyone that converted, this was like my special, anyone that converted that chose to do either a Kickstart or a challenge pack with the 3-day refresh, and continue going forward with me for 30 days, I sent them off an awesome shaker cup. So that was pretty cool. And so that's what I'm doing, and that's what's working for me right now. And I guarantee you can at least find people who you can help in 3 days. Those you're turning them instantly, even if they didn't convert to a challenge pack, even if they didn't convert and commit to anything longer, you at least have grown your warm market. They've been exposed to Shakeology. They've been exposed to your challenge groups. I also, just to give you a little tip, in the challenge tracker app, we do it. I also run that for 2 weeks because some people's orders are staggered a little bit depending on if they didn't hit the order deadline and all that good stuff. But I had kind of like a prep week before that. So I told them, what to do, what to expect. It was about 3 days. So then we all started that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and did it over the weekend. So the 3 days before that, I said that, this is what's going to happen. This is what you should expect. These are the lists of fruits and veggies. If you didn't, some people are expecting their packages late, like on Thursday. Like, this is the list of what you can choose from. Make sure you get all your prep done. So it was like a mini prep. I do prep week in my challenge groups for a week before. It was like a mini prep week. So they're really exposed to what a challenge group looks like. Everyone's posting every day their Shakeology in the challenge tracker app and a picture of it. So they're getting a true snapshot in just 3 days of how rad you can get success. You can have the support and accountability. All of the tools are there, and it really sets them up for a great mind frame in what they can achieve and accomplish. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have questions, drop them below, and I will get in there and answer them. Otherwise, happy Thanksgiving. Bye.